Well, it was started by students in the late 1960s who worked with all sorts of people in the community who needed some help, including some people with a mental handicap from Ely Hospital. And then following a report about conditions at the hospital, the students felt that they wanted to do a bit more for the group of people they were working with. So they decided in 1971 to concentrate entirely on working with people with a mental handicap to the exclusion of other groups. So that in 1974 they'd identified a house and people were able to move into that, 5 people from the hospital with a group of students.
Yeah, blood.
They were in their late teens and early 20s when they left, and they had very little by way of practical skills because they'd spent most of their time in hospital up to then. So that the first thing they had to do was to learn quite a lot of the things they needed to live in the house, and that was from very basics right to, what clothes to wear on a cold day, for instance. They'd no idea. So that the students lived in the house with them and helped them with that. And there was a full-time worker as well who helped out, and they ran training programs every day for one of the residents so that they could learn those skills. During the daytime they went to the training centre while the students were at college.
My name is Joanne. I'm doing myself healthy eating, and I do my shopping daily basis. I eat healthy eating and it supports to me. And I check the calories, what's high and what's low, including the fattening. So I check the highest, I don't have that. I check the lowest, I have that. This is my finance file, and this is my money tin. And I like, say, a £20 note to give to one of the gentlemen by the till. And he gave me change back to put it back in my tin. Bank now, and I just drawn in my 150 out now, and I take in my ID in and I show it to him who I am, and I give it to the gentleman in there, and I give it to him and he gives me my 150 out. I got my money and I stick it in my bag now. And I put my 150 in my tin. Then I ask him for the receipts from my bank. So I stick it in my finance file to put the 150 and the receipt goes on there. I've saved my money for holidays. I'm going away now this year. I'm going to Turkey for a week.
Where did you go last year?
I went to Florida last year.
Okay, as
Kenneth is deaf and blind, we use routine and work consistently with him. As a team, we follow his PCP plan, which is so important for Kenneth, so he gets more control over his environment. We know that it's working with Kenneth because we've seen the results. Once Kenneth's finished his cup of tea, he'll take off his apron and he'll hand you his apron, and then he'll usually either take himself into the living room by holding on to this and onto this. Kenneth's about to get up from the chair himself, but this morning I'm going to show you just how he does it. Tap Kenneth on the shoulder. You should then take hold of the one and then hold on to this banister and he'll guide himself all the way across until he gets into the living room. This is something that we've taught Kenneth using a teaching plan over the last few years, and it was an incredible moment when he finally did it all on his own. Kenneth will stand here now. He has this little routine where he'll kind of pull at his trousers, finds himself with his leg, finds the chair, sits down, has a bit of a shout, gets himself comfy. Every day then it's kind of like he's up and about and he knows what's happening. It's great really. If everybody just follows the PCP plan, you know exactly where you are with Kenneth and he knows exactly where he is with you. Tap his leg, that's it. Push, yeah, tap his leg forward. Kenneth.
through personal safety, so when you go out on your own, always whoever you go out with, how to sort of yeah, they are really, really good, especially if you're, I don't know, if any of you are going out. It gets dark quite early now, about 4 o'clock. So if you're going out, always take. First piece of outline, quite simply, like a profile of a person that is standing in front of you, okay? So you either have someone that's compliant, so you look at them and you think, okay, they're not going to hurt me, they're just a little bit aggravated.
I haven't quite introduced myself to all of you yet. My name's Alistair and this is Will. We'll be your surf instructors for the day. Nice waves, nice weather, so you've done well already.
Have a great time!
It was the best rail ride I ever had. I enjoyed it big time. I never had that much of a rail ride in my whole life until now. Thank you.